What is up, guys? Wraec is here with a new video, and today we have to talk about the Mystic Domain Descent. It has started right now, and DH has already managed to produce quite a bit of a mess in there, which was a bit crazy throughout the last days. And I want to talk about this topic a little bit because there are some things that you definitely do want to know and that are very relevant for the loot that you are going to get from this game mode. First of all, let's start with a little bit of a first opinion on the general gameplay in this. We do have essentially, well, two types of gameplay. We have the solo and joint campaigns, and we have the hunters. I played a lot of solo campaign in here. You can see I have a level 15 map open. I already uncovered it. This essentially is the same gameplay as in Ethereal Realm. You can see it's just an Ethereal Realm map. We do have some unique opponents. We have those guys which are the same but offer you Grimoire imprint essence, so the book essence for the second book. And we have the white mobs here, which will give you the Grimoire essence for the first book. And then, of course, the boss, which is also the same as in Ethereal Realm, which gives you the essence for the third book. All of those are actually fairly doable, in my opinion. I noticed that in the fights I had against them, and we can watch one fight very quickly, they are very tanky. So what I did personally, I added Williams to the team because we can see my LFA attack right here. Yeah. Didn't take off too much of their HP, gets of course way better when the enemy is a little bit more low HP, below 50%, we get the big damage. But I added Williams to the team just so that I have a little bit of an extra punch. We have Wukong in here and Madeline providing some stun. This usually keeps them fairly CC'd, but of course you can add TBB and that will usually take care of all of the enemies that you have there and probably won't be too much of a problem. Same goes for the boss at the end. You can see we're starting to get progress here. Williams, when he goes for a big ult or just this, or it took away half of their HP, so it works out. It is fairly doable. It is a bit boring. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit boring because it is essentially what you do is you have 50 attacks a day and you do like 3 of those solo campaigns, which is not very exciting. Considering I didn't like Ethereal Realm from the start. We do have some items here. Grants bonus effects after purchase, item used in campaign. I think they already changed those a little bit. No, they didn't. It's limited to the next battle and it cost you 2,000 merits, so I didn't really see the point, but you could use those. The other thing is way more interesting, and it's a little bit of the first boss fight, and those are the hunters. Hunters are not always available. We have those patrol hunters, those do nothing really, and then we have the elite hunters. We don't have them right now right here, but in the upper area, which we can also fight in, there are actually hunters. And those hunters, those were the ones that had the problems. Because what DH did was they have those chests in here. You can see this boss right there has 1.7 million of this chest. And this chest right now provides essence. You don't get the 1.7 million. What you get is basically a percentage of those 1.7 million. Depending on how much damage you could deal to the hunter, you got a percentage of those chests. Those chests, however, on the first day, on the first hunter that we got, did not provide this loot, but instead what they provided, oh wait, we have to check this out in, let me quickly check. They basically gave us the chest from this loot. So what you basically got was you attacked the boss and you got like 7,000, 8,000 chests. And every single one of those included one of those infusion stone shards. So one singular attack got you like a core or nearly a core. And you can save those attacks up because those use the material right here, the Hunter Challenge ticket, and you can buy 5 of those every single day. Before we got the first Elite Hunter, we had 3 days of attacks. So some people went in there and they had like 19 attacks on the first day, on the first Hunter that we got. So they ended up with like 10 plus infusion cores for the new infusion. And I personally, my team sucked, I'll be honest. I kind of sucked. I was at work. I wasn't ready. Somebody tagged me and was like, dude, you have to attack this new boss right now. Just threw some heroes in there and attack, and I think I got like 2 stones. And I got 2 of those new infusion stones. Of course, I went for the ones, for the blue ones, for the completely new infusion. And put those on there. Next day, that thing got nerfed. That thing got nerfed. The stones got removed, and now this is the situation on my account. I'm level 69, but I got -1 stone. So what they did on my account was they removed all the shards that I had for the blue stone, which were, I don't know, 6,000, 8,000, something like that. And they set me to -1 stone. Left the level there, so I guess I still have a bit of an advantage, but I'm at -1 stone. So the next stone that I get will just be eaten by this, which is very, very ugly, I have to say. And then they changed the loot. And they changed the loot for this boss and put in the new chest. They removed the old material from the bosses, put the new materials on the account, sent us a message. I think I still have it right here. There was another apology message today for the Star Expedition window, which we can check out. A little bit of an excursion right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check that out because that's pretty cool. Leaderboard here, Utopia Project with 48 whatever, I think 1E plus 19 it was, or 4.8 plus 19. What is it? Yeah, 4.8 E plus 19 points. Absolutely crazy score overall this season. I did do pretty well. I think I can show that. Did 1.2 E plus 19 points, so pretty crazy. Then, however, back to the nerf, we got this. So we basically got this. This was the reward for the loot, because what some people did, those are these infusion scrolls that you get use to remove infusion and put them on another hero. Obviously, as Williams is the best hero, some people said, oh, let's quickly take all the materials from LFA and put them on Williams, make a huge Williams, attack this boss and get as many of those stones as you can. And this costs like 3 of those infusion reversal scrolls, which are ridiculously expensive if we check this out in the auction house. Honestly, crazy. And you now need like 3 of those. I think I bought them 480 with the discount that I have. So 500 essentially per scroll CSG, which is kind of insane. They then, after they basically removed all of this and nerfed the boss and put in the new right loot, which is now this chest, which includes some Grimoire Origin Essence, which I said, okay, I mean, it's not too bad. I wasn't too hyped about it. People still getting like, okay, let's say 3,000 chests or something from this. Sometimes I saw 5,000. I was like, okay, it's like 30k per boss attack. It's not too bad. I mean, you still get a decent chunk. And now they just nerfed it again, which is crazy. They just nerfed it again. We don't actually want to attack this boss, because for this boss I'm already on leaderboard. I'm only rank 49, but it doesn't matter too much actually, because apparently all those bosses have separate leaderboards. You can see I'm 0 here. And what you want to do is essentially you just want to go ahead and you want to attack every single boss that is right here, because every single boss does have a leaderboard, and if you are on those leaderboards, yeah, you get a ton of loot if you win at the end, because it's 337 of those chests, which is a nice amount. So you want to split it up now. I'm not too sure if we want to change the team, honestly. I think we might just go with LFA for this one, because my Williams is not set up. It's not a proper team. It's not a good team. It's just what I use at the moment. It doesn't do proper damage right now. But I wanted to show it to you guys to just show what happens now when you attack a boss. So those guys here basically haven't been attacked. I don't know what's up with the HP bar right here, but if I look at this color, it hurts my eyes. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me, but it just hurts my eyes. Crazy. We're just going to skip it. It's just going to be horrible damage. But you can see it was enough. Successfully dealt damage equal to 0.06% of the enemy's max HP. This has exceeded the reward cap and will be settled at the... We can't sadly read the rest of the text, because for this game mode, very unique bug that they have everywhere, the text usually goes past the end of the screen. And we get 300 of those chests. So now they have nerfed this twice in the time this game was there. And now it's nerfed down to 300 chest maximum, which is 1,800 Grimoire Essence in total for the last Essence, 1,800. Even less so for the second Essence for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, this is, by the way, the damage that we did. Not very insane. But it's already more than the cap. So it doesn't really matter for this if we do more. I think it is relevant for the leaderboard. Would need to check for that. But yeah, it probably is relevant for the leaderboard. Play 6, however. So we'll get loot here. And this is right now what people do. They spread it between those hunters and attack each and every one singular time. It is a weird situation. It is very, very messy. The weirdest thing was that they had the wrong chest there. Well, some players, there was massive profit, so they did the rollback, which we really rarely see. And now they nerfed it again to a point where I say, I mean, I still do want to do big damage, just for the settlement reward, I guess. But also at the same time, I mean, like right now it's great because we have so many bosses. But some areas, like for example, the one that I'm in, the Thermal Pit, there wasn't really any boss so far. So I don't really know what the summoning requirement for that is. The control level in this one is arguably better, still hasn't received any bosses. This one doesn't have a ton of control level and still received a lot of bosses. So it's a little bit weird, but just wanted to show this to you guys. I don't know what you think about it. I personally thought that the loot that was acquired through this, like the 10 Grimoire cores, was way too much. I don't hate it, obviously, when the Age gives us a ton of loot. That's something good. But if you have like 400 USD events, and then this 400 USD event gives less loot than one boss on the first day of an event, obviously this doesn't make sense. And by the way, 10-star version of the new hero that we are going to get. Just wanted to say that as well. Some people hated the design. I personally kind of like it. I think the Transcendence version will be absolutely insane of this guy. But yeah, it didn't make sense in comparison to that. And the problem with it is really that they didn't give a catch-up mechanic. So if you didn't buy those attacks on the first days where they didn't do anything for you, then you just lost out on them. And then you just lost 15 attacks and obviously a huge chunk of loot, which is a bit too insane, because if you just lost out on 400, 500 USD maybe of loot, that's just too crazy. Can't do that. Can't do that in a game. At least if you could buy the attacks later on, that would have been fine. Now they went with the rollback. I think this is okay too. I think if we get this amount of bosses, like the way this looks now, if we get that, I think then the loot is actually pretty decent still. Because if you go in there and we check out just the ranking rewards, it goes down, certainly, yes, up to 999,000, but let's say we have 10,000 players that attack this boss. We don't have that many players. A lot of players will not attack a boss. And you just manage to get into the bottom half of this. You still get 123 of those. If you manage to get into the top 1,000, it's 180. And then you have, I think, 9 attacks a day. If every single one of those finds like a boss, you still get 1,000 shards a day. So, well, more than, you can get like 2,000 shards even per day. That isn't too bad. That isn't too bad. That will at least give you like 1 stone. And then you still have the ranking rewards from this, where you can get like another 3,000 shards if you are level top 1, if you get like 2,000 or something. If you range in the same area, it's like 2,000 again. So it kind of accumulates and becomes like decent-ish loot. Not too bad, not super bad. I think you should go out of this game mode and at least have like 2-3 cores at your hand. I think that would be good. And it goes into that direction. So I don't necessarily hate it. We still have to see the boss rewards and everything. So I think for that is good. The way that the Age treated this, however, with a double nerf now, with like a reroll they had to do, that is insane. That is insane. Like at that point, you just have to test it somewhere else. You have to run a test server and maybe invite some players there. Many companies do that now, and then go for it and just let the players test it there and give you some feedback on it. And if you don't have the staff to do it just with staff, then I think you will find a few players that are interested. I would go there obviously as a content creator to get a little bit of a heads up in terms of information. I also provide feedback, and you will find like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 players that would be happy to do this and just enjoy spending some time there, testing a little bit of stuff and giving feedback. So I think that would be something that they probably should look into. They've also, and this is something that I want to criticize, they also have not refunded all the other stuff that people have used. We have obviously seen this mail here where we got the 3 scrolls, which is good. We got like 20 chests, which is also good. But if you went ahead and you said, okay, I want to set up a hero, I have to bring my Williams to Nirvana, I bring my Williams to Nirvana, I maybe use some stones to transfer a star, so and then I have my 3 scrolls that I used to get it on there, and now you need 3 scrolls to take it back, so essentially you still lose 3 scrolls when you take the hero back, because now you decide maybe that you need it on LFA more than on Williams, because now the loot from using Williams may be no longer worth it. So They haven't refunded all of those resources, and that's like something I understand that they don't want to do this on a one-to-one case, so that they don't want to check out every single player and what they did on their account and refund them the specific materials or do a full rollback of the entire server. I understand that they don't want to do this. But that's even more of a reason you want to avoid coming into those situations at all. So that's just something I wanted to say. As I said, right now, not too much to do in the Mystic Domain Descent. Just do your daily tasks, do your attacks, try to do the hunters and split up your attacks and do as much damage with a single attack as possible. I still have to optimize my team for that. I know that. My team kind of sucks, so I can't tell you too much in detail. I just want to tell you, okay, many people use Williams and they do fairly well with it. That being said, I wish you guys a great day. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And with that, we'll see us in the next one.